Normative ethics. What is it? In this video, we'll go over normative ethics. I'm also going to zoom out and just go over ethics in general so you know what normative ethics are not. I'm also going to give you examples of normative ethical theories and a few ways that they are the same and different. Let's get started. We should get started with the idea of ethics in general. Normative ethics is one way you could be thinking about ethics. I want to explain applied ethics and meta-ethics so that you understand what normative ethics is not. All of these things, they're all united because they are all different parts of things you'd be studying in ethics. It's all about what it is permissible or impermissible for us to do. And in ethics, you're asking the questions that have to do with what is contingent and what is possible. Contingency means that it does not need to happen. It is not necessary. It's possible that it doesn't happen. And possibility means that it can happen. It also can not happen. And when you're dealing with ethics, you're dealing with scenarios or questions that are in the realm of things that can happen but don't need to happen. And then the question arises, should it happen? So anytime you're talking about ethics, you're talking about things that are contingent and yet possible. In normative ethics, you are literally looking at the norms, what it would be normal to do, the standard, the criteria, what you should aim to do, the ideal do's and don'ts for your action to be ethical, or in other words, for ethical actions. And this is a big question. What are the standards? Or if there's just one, then what is the standard for acting in a way that is ethical, permissible, righteous? And that's when you get different theories. In normative ethics, you're studying the different theories that each tell you what the norms are, or what the standards are, or what the criteria are for ethical action. Before we dig a little deeper into normative ethics, let's see how all three of these are entangled. You want to call some action wrong. Well, wrong according to what? Say you think that euthanasia is unethical. Well, according to what? According to what theory? Where are the standards coming from? You're able to apply your ethics if you have an ethics. And so normative theory provides what those standards are that you can use to judge an action as being right if it meets that standard, or wrong if it falls short of that standard. So that's this connection, and this one's involved as well, meta-ethics that is. When you're calling some action right or wrong according to some ethical theory, some ethical normative theory, in the back of your mind, somewhere that you might not even be thinking about, you have an idea about whether that applies to only this case or if it's universal. What does it even mean to call that action wrong? What makes that action wrong? So there's more to think about in meta-ethics, but let's put it aside. More to think about in applied ethics, but let's put it aside. And let's dig deeper into some examples of normative ethical theories. 5 examples of normative ethical theories are on the board now. What I want to do is show you what they have in common and how they're different. If you have an ethical normative theory that is consequentialist, that would mean that the outcome of the action could justify whatever you had to do. If what you did produced outcome, consequences, something that was good, then whatever you did must have been right. Hedonism. Hedonism has that root word hedon, and it's all about pleasure. If your ethical theory is hedonistic, it means that what is ethical is going to be aligned with what feels good or what pleases somebody. Let's also talk about the scope, about the objectivity. When this ethical theory makes a claim that something is wrong, is it saying that it's wrong always? So let's see which one of these theories are consequentialist and which ones are hedonistic and which ones are objective. Here are a few ways to compare these normative ethical theories. This is the watered down version. Each one of these could have a 45-minute video.